It is now time for Fact and Opinion lesson number 2. You should only be doing this lesson if you have already completed lesson number 1. Let's just get started with our notes. First, we're going to review what we've learned about facts and opinions. Remember, a fact is a statement that can be proven to be true. I'm going to fill that out. A fact is a statement that can be checked or proven. An opinion, though, cannot be proved. And sometimes contains words such as feel, think, believe, should, might, best, and worst. To identify facts and opinions, you look for statements that can be checked and proved. So statements that can be checked and proved. I know that these are facts. We also look for statements that tell what someone thinks or feels. So thinking and feeling, these are opinions. We're going to read the following passage. As we read, we'll think about which statements in the passage can be proved and which cannot. We're going to underline clue words that signal opinions. Here we go. Julian thought a signal word? Maybe. Julian thought the 100-year-old structure looked like a plain brick house. I see that think is a clue word, so I'm going to say thought is a clue word. The tour guide explained, though, that the structure was a sod house. Blocks of sod were cut from strips of grassland, she said, and then layered like bricks to make the walls. Not really seeing any other opinion clue words. Julian raised his hand and asked, "Wouldn't wood be better?" Ooh, clue word. "Dirt washes away." There were few trees for wood, the guide said. Besides, sod blocks make sturdy walls, especially when the roots grew and fused the bricks together. Julian ran his hand along the wall's cool surface. "I guess building a house out of dirt is not such a bad idea." That is a clue word, he said softly to himself. All right. So I see, right, he's looking at a structure. It looks like a plain brick house, but it's actually made of sod from grass because grass wasn't that common. They had this argument about dirt versus brick and figured out what the best parts of things were, and he decides maybe it's not such a bad idea. So now I've just monitored and clarified. Let's check out this chart. Use the graphic organizer to write one additional fact and one additional opinion from the passage. Okay, what do they already have here? Let's see. Fact. Blocks of sod were cut from strips of grassland. All right, is that a fact? Well, a fact is something that can be checked or proven. So could I check if blocks of sod were cut from strips of grassland? Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's probably a book where I could look that up. What else in here is a fact? Maybe, let's see. I see maybe this part here. Sod blocks made sturdy walls, especially when the roots grew and fused the bricks together. All right, so I'm going to add that in here. Sod, where'd it go? Sod blocks made sturdy walls, especially when the roots grew. Okay, now opinion. What do they already have? Julian thought the 100-year-old structure looked like a plain old house. That was my signal word here. It matches thought and thought. Where's another signal word I used? Oh, I see. This one. I guess building a house out of dirt is not such a bad idea. That's definitely an opinion. So where I'm going to take this statement right here, I guess building a house out of dirt is not such a bad idea. I'm going to write it right down in this section. So make sure you write that whole thing. Ready? I guess building a house out of dirt is not such a bad idea. When you're ready, let's move on to the practice. Here we go. Use what you learned. Read the passage. Then answer the questions by distinguishing between facts and opinions. On a separate piece of paper, make a graphic organizer to organize your thoughts. We may not do that. Here we go. Bees dance to tell other bees where to find food. Some butterflies travel thousands of miles, but no insect is as amazing as the leafcutter ant. These smart ants find their way home using an internal compass. When leafcutter ants look for food, they take the same trails to and from their nest. They travel using landmarks, scents, and the sun to help them find their way. But sometimes the smells wear away, or clouds cover the sun. Not a problem for these clever insects. Scientists tested the ants' ability to navigate. They moved some ants away from their trail on a cloudy day, but the ants found their way back to their nest. So scientists tried a different test. This time, they put a strong magnet nearby. The ants walked in all directions. The scientists concluded that the magnet disrupted an internal compass that ants have to help them find their way. I'm going to go back through this time and look for clue words. Okay, this time you're going to do that too. Bees dance to tell other bees where to find food. Some butterflies travel thousands of miles, but no insect is as amazing, clue word, as the leafcutter ant. These smart ants find their way home using an internal compass. When leafcutter ants look for food, they take the same trails to and from their nest. They travel using landmarks, scents, and the sun to help them find their way. But sometimes the smells wear away, or clouds cover the sun. Not a problem for these clever insects. Scientists tested the ants' ability to navigate. They moved some ants away from their trail on a cloudy day, but the ants found their way back to their nest. So scientists tried a different test. This time they put a strong magnet nearby. The ants walked in all directions. The scientists concluded that the magnet disrupted an internal compass that ants have to help them find their way. Boy, reading it that second time sure did help me. Number 1. Write one fact from the first paragraph. Okay, so this is paragraph 1. Which of these could I write? Bees dance to tell other bees where to find food? I think that's probably a fact. I could probably look that up. Some butterflies travel thousands of miles. I think I could look that up too. But no insect is as amazing as the leafcutter ant. Ooh, I had that clue word in here. That statement's an opinion. These smart ants find their way home using an internal compass. This is an explanation of this part here, so it's got a little bit of opinion and a little bit of fact. So I would choose one of these two statements, and you're going to write down right here one of these facts from the first paragraph. Number 2, write one opinion that appears in the first paragraph. Ooh, this is helpful. I've already labeled the opinion here, that no insect is as amazing as the leafcutter. So I'm going to start out with frame an opinion in the first paragraph is, comma, and then I set up my quotations. You go ahead and write, what's that opinion in that first paragraph? Okay. And number 3, in the last sentence in the third paragraph, a fact or an opinion. How do you know? Okay, third paragraph, 1, 2, 3. In the last sentence, the scientists concluded that the magnet disrupted an internal compass that ants have to help them find their way. So I need to decide, is that statement a fact or an opinion? What do you think? I'm going to help set up a frame for you, and you'll answer the question. So I'll say the last sentence is a or an blank. Is that a fact or an opinion? I know because. So it's a fact, you'll know because you can look it up and prove it. If it's an opinion, you'll know because it expresses someone's thoughts or feelings. Alrighty, this concludes lesson number 2 on fact and opinion. You are ready to take a quiz. Go ahead and get started with the written quiz. It looks like this. Not Your Ordinary Museum, the article is called. You'll complete this quiz on paper And once you've completed it, you'll check your answers through the online version. Good luck. Remember, your goal is to get 5 or more. If you need to, join me again for lesson number 3.